Let's go into these individual stocks. And you rightly said in the US portfolio that moonshot is Tesla Motors. It designs, develops, manufactures and sells electric vehicles and battery packs. Interestingly, Elon Musk did not come to market with the Tesla to invent a new car, but rather to contribute to saving the planet.
Well, he's obviously done a good selling job on you as well as the rest of the planet, because that's one way of putting it. But he is, after all, selling cars for money.
Well, look, he's also got the solar batteries that could revolutionize the African continent, where 600 million people don't have access to electricity. Yes, he's done a good job on it.
And they're putting the
market
power thing into Australia at the moment as well.
Market cap, $54.2 billion, trades on a PE of infinity, pays no dividends. PE of infinity, how does that sit with you?
I think I last saw that when I was doing mathematics at college. So anything to do with infinity is division by zero. So that's massive. That shows really possibly it's expensive. I mean, it's up about 53% for the year. Price to book of about 11. It could be expensive, but I think if you look into it from
price to book of $11.
Yeah, 1:11. Yeah.
So that's astonishing. It's trading at 300 and something, just showing just how excited people are about the possibilities.
I think
this
if
is
it
the blue sky aspect.
If it is done about 53 year to date, it's massive movement. So a lot of people obviously believe in it. But what I like what you just said earlier on is the battery, possibly the solar issue, and also electric cars, because I think they use lots of batteries.
Well, let's look at the share chart. So when we say we're up 53% this year, that's a good-looking chart, although it does have a little bit of a roller coaster reduction at the end there. Like I said, going from 380 back down to the current price.
Well, this could be your buying opportunity if you are expecting Tesla to do well over the long term. Maybe this is the pullback you need to take advantage of.
Possibly. Look, I own them in another portfolio as well, where I bought them at that price there on the left of the chart when they were in the $30 range. So I've already got a 10 bag already.
Very happy with
but we bought them in our hot stocks portfolio there at 200, so just there before they took off in August last year.
So now let me ask you, if this is a 10 bagger for you already in your portfolio, why don't you take some money off the table? Is this because you expect it to be a 10 bagger again for you?
Yes, look, I mean, we've gone through the numbers. We know there are about 80 million cars made every year, of which electric vehicles are only 400,000. We know that everybody's getting excited about electric
10 million
only.
cars?
80 million cars.
80 million cars.
Of which only 400,000 are electric.
It's
tiny. But it is the sort of premium and exciting end of the market, and we get the feeling from companies like Volvo and others that they're making announcements that they're going fully electric in future. Tesla, though, of course, is about to launch the Model 3. It's a little bit like, imagine BMW and Mercedes only produced 5 Series and 7 Series, and they announced that they were going to bring out the 3 Series and the C-Class. It's going to be an affordable but luxury but fully electric vehicle.
Are you going to buy it? Are you going to buy it?
Well, I've made some promises that I will. If you put your name down now for a Model 3, you've got to pay $1,000, and the time that you can expect to have it delivered is 2020.
So you've already paid your $1,000,
I haven't paid mine
assume?
yet, but you can put your name on a list here in South Africa.
Are you going to do it?
For sure, because it's the kind of car that you'd love to own, because it's going to be affordable, it's going to be electric. So I think,
2020, Joseph, are you in the market? You're going to go and put your name down on this list?
For the car?
Yes.
I think so. As long as I don't have to pay fuel, because there's so much, obviously, in terms of fluctuations into that. But also, I want to contribute to a greener or cleaner world.
Contributing to a greener world. I didn't hear that in your discussion. That should be the underpin, your value
Apparently
thesis.
they're very fast. You can pull off at a huge rate of torque.
Are you in the market for Tesla, the investment?
Well, I think they've been missing their productions, and so I'm not quite sure how much competition is coming. But I think they set their own targets, and they've been missing them. But certainly, I think it has been almost like one of your growth stocks. If you have PE of infinity, certainly you're saying, you know what?
Are you in the market for Tesla? No. That infinity PE just too much for you.
Well,
stay with the Tesla.
That's the
Joseph alluded to some important issues. Firstly, competition. When all the other auto manufacturers who are expert at manufacturing all those other 80 million cars get into the full electric game, it's going to be very competitive there. Tesla's got a lead, but it's not going to be a lead that lasts forever. They've got the battery gigafactory under construction, and that's great. And they bought Solar City, so they can have a thing where you own something that's the solar panel on your roof charging your own car.
The other car manufacturers have the distribution models.
Correct.
Which Tesla doesn't have.
But Tesla is scaling up to become a much more significant producer, and many people think that the reason the stock's trading so high is because the Model 3 is going to be like the Model T. You remember the original, Model T from Ford?
From Ford.
Which totally dominated the motor vehicle fleet for a foreseeable future.
What about the concern that they're missing production?
Yes, look, they kind of say, look, we're going to make 80,000 and they only make 78. And then they say, well, we're going to start launching the Model 3 in 2018 and we're going to make potentially 500,000 cars. Elon Musk does have a slight problem where he does tend to overpromise and then marginally underdeliver. But so far, so good. The market seems to believe that he has the chops to go the distance.
And here's some trivia. He's dating Amber Heard, Johnny Depp's ex-wife. How about that?
Interesting.
Now, Johnny Depp has a reputation for being an absolute wastrel and spending all of his money.
Elon Musk is now, dating the A-list, actresses.
This is like the second or third relationship he's had with an A-lister. With an A-list actress.
I missed the last two.
I'm not quite sure what this has to do with the investment case, though, Bronwyn.
Hot or not? Hot or not?
Not hot.
Not hot.
Definitely hot.
Didn't do it. Hot or not?
Definitely hot for me. I'm hot on Amber Heard and on Tesla. And as far as it goes, I think you're right. $327 with them having traded higher is definitely a good entry point.